Hi guys, hope you all are doing great. Today we're going to be making a boo top. And as you can see, I just folded my fabric in half. And this is about 1.5 yards of fabric. And I am using two different fabrics for this tutorial. You can use just one fabric if you want. And we're going to place these two folded fabrics together. Now, once you're done doing this, I am going to take a marginal line at the top because my fabrics are no longer equal. Now, once you're done doing this, you're going to take your shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, and mine is 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches, and that is what I place on my fabric. And from this line, you take your sleeve length, but I'm going to be using the end of my fabric because my fabric is already short. Now I am taking 4.5 inches in width and 4.5 inches in length for the neckline of the front. And for the neckline of the back, I am using 1 inch in length and 4.5 inches in width. As you can see, this is my back neckline and this is my front neckline. Okay, now at the end of this your sleeve, you're going to come down by just 1 inch and mark. Now we're going to connect this to the neckline like this, just so you have a little slant. Now from that point, you're going to take the length you want for the top, and that is what I am doing. And I also added my hemming allowance. Now I am taking my shoulder to waist and my shoulder to armhole line. Now from this armhole line, come down by 1 inch, and on your waistline, take your waist measurement divided by 4, your waist circumference divided by 4. Now add ease, and I am adding ease of 4 inches and 1 inch for sewing allowance, and connect that line straight up to the armhole line, and connect that same line straight down to the length of your top. And now we are done sketching this pattern, and we are going to cut, and I'm going to give this part just a little bit of curve and cut straight up. And now I am just going to cut the neckline of the back first and cut the shoulder slants, and I will take out the back top right now, and we're going to cut the front neckline. Okay, so now once you're done cutting this, you're going to go downwards by 3 inches. You can use 4, you can use 6, and go in by 1 inch from at the top, and now connect that. This is just going to give you that opening around the neckline part of the front. Now fold this piece of fabric over, unfold like this, place the neckline of the front and just retrace and cut around the neckline of the front, just like I am doing. Now at the top, you can just go in and cut by like 3 inches, and I'm just going to eyeball this straight up and cut it out. And now we're going to do the same for the back. Just fold the fabric over like this, place the neckline of the front on the fabric and just retrace and cut around the neckline. Now you have your facings. Now we're going to cut the pockets. Now as you can see, I cut 2 pieces of each fabric and I placed good sides together. Okay, good sides facing each other. Now I just came down by 6.5 inches, and I'm going to draw my pocket the way I want it to look, just like this, and I am going to cut. Now I will place the facing of the front on the fabric and I will stitch around it by 1/2 inch. And for the pockets, just from your shoulder, measure 16 or 15 inches. Okay, and mark. Now on that mark, you're going to place your pockets and you're going to mark the same allowance you placed while drafting this pattern. And mine is 1 inch, and I would go on my sewing machine and stitch this pocket down by 1 inch and flip it over and make a top stitch. Okay, and make sure you do the same on the other side as well, and also make sure you do the same on the back. Place your facing and stitch by 1/2 inch, and from the shoulder down measure 16 inches. Also mark and place your pocket and stitch by your side seam allowance. Now as you can see, I have stitched my facing on my fabric and I have also stitched my pockets, as you can see, by my side seam allowance, as you can see. And I have also done my top stitch, and here is my top stitch up close. As you can see, I have done my top stitch. This would help the pocket lay more flatter. And now I am just giving notches to my stitches so that my facing would rest properly. And now I am just going to flip this facing over to the wrong side of my fabric, as you can see, and it's time to iron this down. Now as you can see, I am done making my stitches for the back, and I'm going to make my notches. Okay, and once you're done, flip this over to the wrong side. I have also stitched my pockets down on my fabric. Now we're going to iron these babies down. Now once you've succeeded in slicking and laying these down, all you have to do is, on the sleeve, you're going to double fold and make your stitches, and on the length you're also going to double fold to the wrong side and make your stitches. And now as you can see, I am done stitching the sleeve, and I am also done stitching the bottom of the top, as you can see. Now we're going to place the good sides of the back to the good side of the front together, and we're going to stitch the shoulders, one side and the other side. Okay, now once you're done, you're going to place this pocket and everything, make sure it's in place, and mark your side seam allowance and stitch all the way to the pocket side, and follow the stitches and keep stitching from this part and stitch all the way down. Okay, and we are done.